Venture into the frozen edges of our planet, where ice stretches as far as the eye can see and life clings to the harshest of extremes. In this journey, we uncover the secrets of the Arctic, a land of towering glaciers, mysterious deep oceans, and wildlife perfectly adapted to survive in sub-zero temperatures. Witness polar bears stalking the ice, narwhals gliding like unicorns through icy waters, and the Aurora Borealis painting the sky in surreal colors. Explore the resilience of indigenous communities whose traditions have thrived for thousands of years, and discover the scientific stations working tirelessly to understand the Arctic's fragile ecosystem. But beneath the beauty lies a warning. Melting ice, shifting habitats, and climate change threaten this majestic frontier. Join us as we unravel the mysteries, marvel at the wonders, and confront the urgent questions about the future of the frozen North. Like, share, and subscribe. Let curiosity guide you to the edge of Earth. The Arctic. A realm where the Earth's edge meets an endless expanse of ice and snow, stretching as far as the eye can see. Here, the world feels paused, suspended between light and shadow, where silence reigns supreme, and the wind carries a chill that pierces even the thickest layers of clothing. This is the planet's final frontier, a wilderness untouched by time, where nature's raw power asserts itself in every frozen ridge, towering glacier, and sprawling ice sheet. The Arctic's landscape is both stark and breathtaking. Glaciers creep slowly across the terrain, colossal rivers of ice carving valleys and fjords over millennia, their surfaces gleaming under the faint glow of the winter sun. Icebergs drift silently in the frigid waters, sculpted by centuries of wind, water, and frost into forms that seem almost otherworldly. The sea, when it is not locked in ice, shimmers like glass, reflecting Earth's soul. Sky that stretches endlessly, painting the horizon with shades of pale blue, silver, and sometimes the subtle shimmer of the Aurora Borealis. Isolation defines this land. Few humans dare to tread here for long, and even fewer have the skill and courage to survive its harsh extremes. Yet, it is precisely this remoteness that has preserved the Arctic's purity. Unlike any other region on Earth, the Arctic feels suspended in time, a place where the hand of humanity has only barely touched the landscape. Each frozen plain, each jagged cliff of ice, tells the story of a planet in its rawest form, a living testament to resilience, survival, and the enduring majesty of the natural world. Yet, amid this seemingly lifeless expanse, life persists. From the microscopic organisms that thrive beneath the ice to the majestic polar bears navigating the frozen plains, the Arctic is alive with subtle, extraordinary forms of adaptation. It is a place of extremes, where temperatures can plunge to unimaginable lows, and yet where the sun can shine for 24 hours a day in the height of summer. This duality of harshness and beauty evokes awe, challenging all who venture here to respect the delicate balance that sustains this icy realm. The frozen frontier is more than just a landscape. It is a gateway to discovery. For centuries, explorers and scientists have been drawn northward, driven by curiosity, ambition, and the desire to witness the unimaginable. It is a world that demands courage, endurance, and reverence, a place where every step taken is a journey into the unknown, and where the grandeur of nature humbles all who stand before it. In the Arctic, the Earth's secrets are etched in ice, waiting to be discovered. Its vast, frozen wilderness beckons those willing to venture beyond the familiar, offering a glimpse of the planet in its purest, most formidable form, a frontier unlit like any other. Beneath the seemingly endless expanse of snow and ice, the Arctic reveals a hidden world of resilience, ingenuity, and survival. At first glance, the frozen plains appear barren, silent, and inhospitable. Yet life here is abundant in forms both delicate and extraordinary. Every organism, from the smallest moss to the largest predator, has evolved remarkable adaptations, creating an intricate web of survival in one of Earth's most extreme environments. The tundra, which blooms briefly in the short Arctic summer, is home to hardy mosses, lichens, and dwarf shrubs that cling tenaciously to the permafrost. These unassuming plants endure long, bitter winters and short growing seasons, absorbing every moment of sunlight, storing energy, and providing nourishment for countless creatures. Their presence sustains a fragile ecosystem, anchoring the soil and giving life to insects, birds, and mammals that rely on this green oasis amid the white expanse. Above this resilient vegetation, the Arctic is alive with movement and purpose. Caribou traverse vast distances during seasonal migrations, their hooves adapted to break through ice and snow in search of lichen and grasses. Arctic hares and foxes, cloaked in white during winter and brown in summer, seamlessly blend into their surroundings, evading predators and hunting for food with precision and cunning. Each animal embodies a story of adaptation, a testament to the ingenuity of evolution in the face of relentless cold. In the icy waters, life thrives beneath the surface, hidden from the eye. Narwhals glide through frigid seas, their spiraled tusks slicing through the ice as they communicate in clicks and whistles, maintaining social bonds within pods. Beluga whales, the sea canaries of the Arctic, navigate frozen channels with uncanny sonar-like precision. Their playful social behaviors are a reminder that even in harsh conditions, life is vibrant and interconnected. Seals, walruses, and polar bears rely on the delicate balance of sea ice for hunting, resting, and nurturing the next generation, creating a fragile but intricate rhythm that sustains the Arctic marine ecosystem. Even in the harshest winter, survival is not merely endurance, but ingenuity. From huddling musk oxen that conserve warmth to snow buntings that nest in rocky crevices, the Arctic teaches a lesson in persistence, adaptation, and interdependence. Every life form plays a vital role, contributing to a balance that has persisted for millennia, yet is increasingly threatened by a warming world. Life, amid the ice, is a story of perseverance. In the frozen silence, nature thrives against all odds, revealing a landscape where survival is an art and adaptability is the ultimate strength. The Arctic is a living testament to the resilience of life, a place where every organism, from the smallest sprout to the mightiest whale, demonstrates that even in the coldest, harshest corners of our planet, life will not just endure, it will flourish. Amid the endless white of the Arctic, a solitary figure moves with quiet authority, majestic, silent, and formidable. The polar bear, the undisputed king of the frozen north, is a creature perfectly sculpted by nature for life on ice. Its immense body, cloaked in thick white fur, blends seamlessly with the snow, while a dense layer of fat insulates against the relentless cold, allowing it to thrive where few others can survive. Every inch of its form tells a story of adaptation honed over millennia, a living testament to the resilience of life in one of Earth's harshest environments. Polar bears are exceptional hunters, relying on patience, stealth, and unmatched strength. They traverse vast stretches of frozen ocean, their massive paws acting like snowshoes to distribute weight across fragile ice and propel them through icy waters. Seals, the cornerstone of the polar bear's diet, are tracked with remarkable precision. Using keen senses of smell and hearing, a polar bear can detect a seal breathing beneath meters of snow and ice. With a sudden, decisive burst of energy, it breaks through the ice to seize its prey, a demonstration of both power and instinctive mastery. Yet the polar bear is not merely a predator, it is a vital part of the Arctic ecosystem. By hunting seals, polar bears regulate the population of marine mammals, maintaining the delicate balance that sustains the frozen food web. Their presence influences the behavior of other species, shaping the dynamics of life across the ice. In this icy realm, every movement and action is intertwined with the survival of countless other organisms, a reminder that even the king of the Arctic is part of a greater web of life. Beyond the hunt, polar bears display remarkable behaviors of resilience and adaptation. Mothers nurture their cubs with relentless care, teaching them the skills necessary to navigate ice floes, hunt seals, and survive in extreme conditions. These cubs, vulnerable yet full of potential, represent the continuity of life in a world that is both unforgiving and beautiful. However, even kings face threats. Climate change is transforming the Arctic at an unprecedented rate. Sea ice is melting earlier in the spring and forming later in the autumn, reducing the hunting grounds polar bears rely upon. With each retreating ice floe, their survival becomes more precarious, and the fragile balance of the Arctic ecosystem is challenged. The polar bear is more than a symbol of strength. It is a living emblem of the Arctic itself, a creature of endurance, elegance, and vulnerability. Watching a polar bear navigate the frozen expanse is to witness life in its most extraordinary form. Powerful yet precarious, solitary yet connected, majestic yet reliant on the icy kingdom it calls home. The story of the polar bear is a story of survival at the edge of the world, where life perseveres against the odds, and the frozen wilderness continues to inspire awe and respect. Across the icy plains of the Arctic, a small yet extraordinary predator moves with quiet precision. The Arctic fox, a master of survival, is a creature perfectly attuned to the rhythms of this frozen wilderness. At first glance, it may seem delicate, a compact bundle of white fur blending seamlessly with the snow. But beneath its soft exterior lies a predator, equipped with remarkable adaptations that allow it to endure the harshest winters and thrive where few others dare to venture. The Arctic fox is a shapeshifter of the tundra. In the depths of winter, its coat turns a brilliant white, reflecting the dazzling snow and masking its presence from both prey and predator. As the snow melts and the tundra awakens in summer, the fur changes to a brown or grey hue, mirroring the earth and rocks, providing perfect camouflage across a transforming landscape. This seasonal metamorphosis is more than aesthetic. It is survival, a vital strategy in a world of extremes. Hunting requires ingenuity and patience. Arctic foxes are opportunistic predators and scavengers, feeding on small mammals like lemmings, birds and fish, but they are equally skilled at scavenging leftover kills from larger predators such as polar bears. With sharp senses of smell and hearing, the Arctic fox can detect the faintest rustle of a lemming beneath the snow, leaping with pinpoint accuracy to secure its prey. They store food for leaner times, caching meat in the snow to ensure survival when resources are scarce, a strategy that epitomizes their ingenuity in a land where scarcity is the norm. Yet, their role in the Arctic ecosystem goes beyond hunting. Arctic foxes are essential to the food chain, regulating populations of small mammals and insects, and serving as prey for larger predators. Their presence ensures balance, maintaining the intricate web of life in an environment where every action reverbera tears across the frozen landscape. The harsh Arctic winters test endurance, but the Arctic fox endures with astonishing resilience. Thick fur insulates against temperatures that plummet well below freezing, and their small, rounded bodies minimize heat loss. Even in the face of blizzards and long polar nights, they persist, a living testament to adaptability and tenacity. Despite their small size, Arctic foxes embody the spirit of the Arctic itself, resourceful, resilient, and exquisitely adapted to the extremes of their environment. Observing them is a study in survival against the odds, a reminder that in the frozen wilderness, life endures not by strength alone, but by cunning, patience, and the delicate art of adaptation. In every paw print across the snow, the Arctic fox leaves a story of endurance, ingenuity, and the relentless drive to survive in the world's most unforgiving frontier. Along the vast, icy shores of the Arctic, a colossal presence stirs the frozen waters. Walruses, the titans of the sea, are creatures of immense strength and remarkable social intelligence, perfectly adapted to the challenges of life in this extreme environment. With their massive bodies, long ivory tusks, and whiskered faces, they are iconic symbols of the Arctic, both majestic and essential to the balance of the marine ecosystem. Walruses are social animals, rarely seen alone. They gather in herds, sometimes numbering in the hundreds, sprawling across ice floes or coastal beaches in a display of communal life. These herds are not mere gatherings. They are intricate societies with hierarchy and social bonds, where dominance is often established through impressive displays involving their tusks. These elongated ivory tools, which can grow up to a meter in length, are more than ornamental. Walruses use them to haul their immense bodies out of the frigid waters and onto ice, to assert authority within the group, and even to dig for food along the sea floor. Beneath the icy waves, walruses reveal another side of their formidable adaptation. They are accomplished divers, capable of plunging to depths exceeding 90 meters, searching for benthic prey such as clams, snails, and sea cucumbers. Sensitive whiskers, called vibrissae, detect the slightest movements in the seabed, guiding them to hidden morsels of nourishment. In these icy waters, where resources can be scarce, their foraging efficiency is critical not only for their survival, but also for the health of the surrounding ecosystem. Walruses are intimately tied to the sea ice. The floating ice serves as platforms for resting, socializing, and birthing, while also providing a safe refuge from predators such as polar bears. The seasonal migration of ice forces walruses to travel long distances, demonstrating remarkable resilience and endurance in a changing environment. Their role in Arctic life is profound. By disturbing the seafloor while feeding, walruses recycle nutrients and create opportunities for other marine organisms to thrive. They are integral to the Arctic food web, linking the icy waters to the health of coastal ecosystems and supporting both biological diversity and human communities who rely on these creatures for subsistence in the far north. Yet the future of the walrus is uncertain. As climate change accelerates, melting sea ice threatens their traditional haul-out sites and hunting grounds, forcing these titans of the sea to adapt once more in a rapidly transforming world. Observing walruses is witnessing a story of survival, strength, and communal life in one of Earth's harshest realms, a reminder that even the largest and most powerful creatures must navigate the delicate balance of nature. In their eyes, the Arctic comes alive, a kingdom of ice and water, resilience and life, where the walruses reign as enduring titans of the sea. Beneath the shimmering surface of the Arctic's icy waters, a creature of legend glides with quiet grace, the narwhal, often called the unicorn of the sea. With its long, spiral tusk protruding from the male's upper jaw, the narwhal embodies the mystery and wonder of the frozen ocean, a living relic of a world both ancient and remote. These elusive whales are rarely seen by human eyes, yet their presence is vital, weaving a thread through the Arctic's complex marine tapestry. Narwhals travel in tight-knit pods, usually composed of a few individuals to several dozen. Within these social groups, communication is constant. High-pitched clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls reverberate through the frigid waters, serving as sonar to navigate beneath floating ice and to locate prey in the deep, dark reaches of the ocean. Their sonar-like abilities are essential for survival, allowing them to traverse a labyrinth of ice and currents where a single misstep could prove fatal. The narwhal's iconic tusk, sometimes exceeding 3 meters in length, is far more than an ornamental appendage. It is a highly sensitive organ, embedded with millions of nerve endings, capable of detecting subtle changes in water temperature, pressure, and salinity. This remarkable adaptation allows narwhals to sense their surroundings with precision, locating breathing holes in the ice and detecting the presence of fish, squid, and other prey. Scientists continue to uncover the secrets of the tusk, revealing its role in social hierarchy, mating rituals, and environmental sensing, a tool as mysterious as the creature itself. These whales are perfectly adapted to the Arctic's extreme conditions. Their blubber insulates against freezing temperatures, while their streamlined bodies allow them to dive to astonishing depths, sometimes exceeding 1,500 meters in search of food. Narwhals feed primarily on fish and ski. Inuit, navigating a shadowy underwater world that few other animals can endure. Their migrations follow the ebb and flow of sea ice, demonstrating a deep, instinctual understanding of their environment, honed over thousands of years of evolution. The narwhal's role in the Arctic ecosystem is profound. By preying on fish and squid, they help maintain balance within the marine food web. They are also a source of sustenance for polar bears and indigenous Arctic communities who have coexisted with these whales for centuries, guided by ancestral knowledge and respect. Yet the narwhal's future is increasingly uncertain. Climate change is reshaping the Arctic, melting ice and altering the very waters they rely upon. Human activity, shipping, and industrial expansion add further threats to their fragile habitat. Observing these mysterious unicorns of the ocean reminds us of the delicate equilibrium of Arctic life, where every creature, from the smallest plankton to the largest whale, is connected. In the narwhal, we see both the magic and resilience of nature, a silent sentinel of the icy deep, navigating a world of ice and shadow, embodying the enduring wonder of the Arctic seas. In the icy waters of the Arctic, a chorus of high-pitched whistles and clicks echoes through the frozen seascape. These are the voices of the beluga whales, known affectionately as the sea canaries of the north. Unlike many of their silent kin, belugas are endlessly communicative, their calls ranging from soft chirps to melodic songs that reverberate across vast expanses of water. These sounds are not merely for show, they are a lifeline, guiding pods through labyrinths of ice, coordinating hunting, and maintaining social bonds in a world defined by isolation and extreme cold. Belugas are highly social creatures. They travel in pods that can vary from a few individuals to several hundred, forming tight-knit communities that rely on cooperation and communication for survival. Within these pods, relationships are intricate and fluid. Whales call to one another to locate family members, warn of approaching predators, or coordinate movements during migration. Their social nature is a remarkable adaptation, allowing them to thrive in the Arctic's harsh environment, where survival is a constant challenge. The beluga's physical adaptations are as extraordinary as its vocal prowess. Its stark white coloration provides camouflage against the ice and snow, protecting it from predators such as orcas and polar bears. Its flexible neck, unusual among whales, allows it to twist and turn, peering under ice floes and reaching prey in tight crevices. Belugas are also remarkable divers, able to descend hundreds of meters into frigid, dark waters to hunt fish, squid, and crustaceans. The synergy of their sonar-like echolocation and keen eyesight ensures that even in the Arctic's most challenging conditions, they can navigate, communicate, and feed with precision. The Arctic is not merely a habitat for the beluga, it is a dynamic world that shapes every aspect of their lives. Seasonal shifts dictate their migration patterns, pushing them toward warmer estuaries in the summer for calving and closer to ice edges in the winter for protection and hunting. Within these cycles, belugas demonstrate resilience and adaptability, responding to changes in ice cover, temperature, and prey availability with remarkable intelligence. Belugas are also deeply intertwined with human history in the Arctic. Indigenous peoples, from the Inuit of Canada and Greenland to the Chukchi of Russia, have relied on belugas for sustenance, clothing, and cultural traditions for centuries. These whales are not only vital to the ecosystem, but also integral to the heritage and survival of Arctic communities. Yet, as climate change accelerates and human activity encroaches upon the Arctic, the delicate balance sustaining belugas is under threat. Melting ice, shifting prey populations, and increasing noise pollution challenge their ancient rhythms. Observing these sea canaries, their voices cutting through the Arctic silence, reminds us of the fragility and wonder of life in extreme environments. The beluga whales are more than Arctic inhabitants. They are living symbols of communication, social connection, and resilience in one of the world's harshest frontiers. Beneath the seemingly endless sheets of Arctic ice lies a world largely unseen, a hidden ocean teeming with life in defiance of extreme cold and crushing pressures. Here, far from sunlight, ecosystems flourish in ways that challenge our understanding of survival. This is the Arctic Ocean, a frozen frontier that conceals a living, breathing world beneath its opaque surface, where life has adapted to thrive in darkness and isolation. The ice above acts as both barrier and protector, insulating the waters below and stabilizing the unique habitats that many Arctic species call home. Tiny plankton, resilient to the frigid temperatures, form the foundation of the food web. These microscopic organisms support an astonishing diversity of marine life, from krill and shrimp to the great whales that navigate these waters with astonishing grace. Even predators like polar bears and seals are intimately tied to the rhythms of this hidden ocean, hunting along the ice edges and relying on its bounty for survival. But some of the most extraordinary life in the Arctic Ocean exists far beneath the ice, where sunlight never reaches. Here, hydrothermal vents, fissures in the seabed that spew mineral-rich, superheated water, create oases of energy in the darkness. Around these vents, entire communities of organisms thrive, drawing energy not from the sun, but from chemicals in the water. Tube worms, clams, and unique species of shrimp and crabs cluster around these vents, forming ecosystems that seem almost otherworldly. Life here thrives through chemosynthesis, a process unlike anything found on the sunlit surface, revealing the Arctic Ocean as a laboratory for resilience and adaptation. The Arctic's underwater mountains, deep trenches, and shifting currents create niches for species uniquely adapted to high-pressure environments. Fish with antifreeze proteins glide through icy waters, while bioluminescent creatures illuminate the black depths, signaling, hunting, and communicating in a silent, alien world. Each species plays a role in the delicate balance of this ecosystem, highlighting the ingenuity of evolution under extreme conditions. Yet, the hidden Arctic Ocean is vulnerable. Climate change affects the ice above, altering salinity, temperature, and nutrient cycles, which ripple through these fragile ecosystems. Pollution and human exploration introduce new pressures, challenging the resilience of creatures that have survived here for millennia. Scientists are racing against time to study these secret realms, using submersibles, remote sensors, and cutting-edge technology to document the mysteries of life beneath the Arctic ice. The Arctic Ocean reminds us that even in the harshest, most remote corners of our planet, life persists. It is a world of hidden wonders, where survival takes extraordinary forms, and where every discovery deepens our appreciation for the complexity and beauty of nature. Beneath the ice, the Arctic Ocean whispers its secrets, a testament to life's remarkable adaptability and the unseen majesty of our planet's final frontiers. The Arctic is a land sculpted by time, and nowhere is this more evident than in its glaciers and icebergs, immense, silent giants that shape the world around them. These colossal rivers of ice slowly creep across the frozen terrain, carving valleys, shaping mountains, and feeding the icy seas with enormous chunks of ice that break away to form drifting icebergs. In their movement, glaciers are both sculptors and storytellers, recording millennia of climate and Earth's history in layers of compacted snow and ice. Glaciers begin their journey high in snow-laden mountains or atop ice sheets, accumulating layer upon layer of snow that slowly compresses into dense ice. Over centuries, gravity pulls these frozen rivers downward, and the sheer mass of ice slowly reshapes the land beneath. Valleys are carved into U-shaped corridors, fjords are deepened, and rock surfaces polished smooth, leaving behind a rugged beauty that is both haunting and awe-inspiring. Every crevasse, serac, and icefall tells a story of geological forces in motion, of nature's relentless power and patience. When glaciers meet the ocean, they spill their frozen contents into the sea, birthing icebergs, floating monuments of ice that can tower tens of meters above the water and stretch far below the surface. Each iceberg is unique, sculpted by wind, waves, and melting patterns, drifting silently and unpredictably, their translucent blues and whites reflecting the Arctic light. These drifting giants are more than just breathtaking sights. They are vital components of the Arctic ecosystem. They provide habitats for seals and seabirds, while the nutrient-rich meltwater that flows from them nourishes plankton, the foundation of marine life in these frigid waters. Glaciers and icebergs also play a critical role far beyond the Arctic. The ice sheets of Greenland and the surrounding glaciers store the majority of Earth's fresh water, acting as a global thermostat that influences ocean currents, climate patterns, and sea levels. Their slow but powerful movement is a reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet's systems, how ice in the Arctic can shape the climate in distant lands. Yet, these giants are under threat. Rising global temperatures accelerate melting, destabilizing glaciers and sending more icebergs into the seas. The retreat of glaciers alters landscapes, affects freshwater supplies, and disrupts ecosystems that have evolved over thousands of years. Scientists around the world monitor these changes closely, studying ice cores and satellite imagery to understand the pace and impact of a warming planet. Glaciers and icebergs are both monuments and mirrors, monuments to the raw beauty and power of nature, and mirrors reflecting the fragile balance of life on Earth. In their silent grandeur, they remind us of the forces that have shaped our world for millennia, and of the urgent need to protect these frozen giants before they vanish. The Arctic, with its towering glaciers and drifting icebergs, stands as a testament to resilience, beauty, and the ever-changing pulse of our planet. Beneath the vast expanse of ice and snow lies a landscape that seems almost paradoxical in its simplicity and resilience, the Arctic tundra. At first glance, it appears barren, a flat expanse of frozen soil interrupted only by rocky outcrops and occasional patches of snow. Yet during the brief Arctic summer, this seemingly lifeless land awakens in a subtle but profound transformation, revealing the extraordinary tenacity of life in one of the planet's harshest environments. The tundra is home to a unique assemblage of hardy plants, mosses, lichens, and small grasses that have adapted to endure long, freezing winters and fleeting summers. Their growth is rapid, a frantic burst of life driven by the limited window of sunlight that bathes the land during the midnight sun. Mosses carpet the ground in vivid green, lichens cling to rocks and soil, and resilient grasses sway in the icy breeze. These plants may appear fragile, but their survival strategies are masterful. They are built to conserve water, endure frost, and survive in nutrient-poor soil, turning the tundra into a thriving, if understated, ecosystem. These hardy plants are the lifeblood of the Arctic tundra, providing sustenance for herbivores that roam the frozen plains. Lemmings, musk oxen, and reindeer feed on these plants, relying on the brief summer abundance to store energy for the long, harsh winter ahead. Predators, in turn, follow the herds, creating a delicate balance where every organism is intricately linked to the survival of others. The tundra is not merely a land of survival. It is a network of interdependence, where each leaf and blade contributes to the vitality of the ecosystem. Beyond providing nourishment, tundra vegetation stabilizes the soil and preserves permafrost, a layer of permanently frozen ground that underpins the Arctic landscape. Without this protective cover, erosion would accelerate, and the fragile equilibrium of Arctic habitats would unravel. The tundra, therefore, acts as both a foundation and a shield, sustaining life above and below the surface. Yet this delicate balance faces unprecedented challenges. Rising temperatures, melting permafrost, and shifting precipitation patterns threaten the tundra's ability to recover each year. Changes in plant growth ripple across the ecosystem, affecting herbivores, predators, and even global carbon cycles. Scientists watch closely, documenting the subtle shifts in vegetation, knowing that these tiny plants hold clues to the health of the entire Arctic region. In the fleeting months of summer, when the sun hovers above the horizon for 24 hours a day, the Arctic tundra transforms into a quiet, vibrant world. Flowers bloom briefly, grasses sway, and mosses carpet the ground in a living tapestry. It is a testament to resilience, a reminder that even in the coldest, most extreme corners of the Earth, life not only survives, but adapts, thrives, and sustains the frozen wilderness around it. The Arctic tundra, modest yet magnificent, is a symbol of endurance and the interconnectedness of all life in the frozen north. In the Arctic, water is a paradox, a frozen stillness that masks the quiet rhythm of life beneath the surface. Rivers and lakes stretch across the tundra like veins and arteries, often locked in ice for the greater part of the year. These frozen waterways appear inert, yet they are crucial lifelines that sustain the Arctic's fragile ecosystem, quietly shaping the landscapes and nourishing the creatures that depend upon them. During the long, sunless winter months, ice forms thick layers over rivers and lakes, a protective barrier that insulates aquatic life from the harshest cold. Beneath this frozen surface, fish, invertebrates, and microscopic organisms continue their hidden existence, feeding, reproducing, and maintaining the delicate balance of the Arctic's aquatic ecosystems. Small fish dart among submerged plants, while insects and crustaceans navigate the frigid waters, forming the base of a food chain that reaches up to predators like birds, foxes, and larger fish. As spring arrives and the sun returns, the ice slowly gives way, releasing the pent-up energy of the waterways. Rivers swell with meltwater cascading from glaciers and snow-covered mountains, carving new paths across the tundra. Lakes brim with thawed ice, reflecting the pale Arctic sky and providing a rare abundance of liquid water. These seasonal transformations are more than a spectacle. They are a lifeline. Migratory birds descend to feed and nest along the thawing shores, while fish spawn in the replenished waters, ensuring the continuity of life after the long winter. The waterways also influence the broader environment. They transport nutrients from the land to the sea, supporting marine ecosystems and linking terrestrial and aquatic habitats in a complex web of interdependence. Permafrost along riverbanks and lakeshores plays a critical role in stabilizing the ground, preventing erosion and maintaining the integrity of these freshwater systems. Every trickle, stream, and ripple contributes to sustaining life in a region where survival is a delicate balance of timing, temperature, and resource availability. Yet these frozen lifelines face mounting pressures. Climate change accelerates ice melt, alters river flow, and affects the timing of seasonal thaws, threatening the delicate synchronization of Arctic life cycles. Changes in freshwater availability ripple across ecosystems, impacting everything from plant growth to predator-prey dynamics, and even influencing the chemistry of the ocean as Arctic rivers discharge into the seas. Despite the fragility, the rivers and lakes of the Arctic endure, a quiet testament to nature's resilience. They are more than frozen expanses. They are arteries of life, connecting mountains, tundra, and ocean, sustaining species that have evolved to thrive in extreme conditions. As the ice melts under the fleeting summer sun, the waterways awaken, revealing a hidden, thriving world beneath the surface. In their stillness and their flow, Arctic rivers and lakes tell the story of survival, adaptation, and the profound interconnectedness of life in the frozen north. In the Arctic, time is measured not by hours or minutes, but by light, or the absence of it. Here, the sun follows a rhythm unlike anywhere else on Earth, casting months of unbroken daylight in summer and plunging the region into endless night in winter. These extreme cycles, the midnight sun and the polar night, define life in the far north, shaping the behaviors of plants, animals, and humans, and imbuing the landscape with an otherworldly quality that captures the imagination. During the summer months, the midnight sun bathes the Arctic in a continuous glow. For weeks, the sun hovers above the horizon, never fully setting, painting the tundra and icy seas in soft twilight and golden hues. This prolonged light awakens life from its frozen dormancy. Mosses, lichens, and hardy Arctic flowers bloom rapidly, taking advantage of every hour of sunlight to grow, reproduce, and feed the creatures that depend on them. Migratory birds return from distant lands, filling the skies and waterways with life, while insects and small mammals scurry through the warming landscape, driven by the endless energy of the sun. Even humans adjust, extending their work and daily activities, marveling at the surreal 24-hour daylight that seems to suspend time itself. Then comes the long winter and the haunting polar night. when the sun dips below the horizon for months. Darkness envelops the Arctic in deep indigo, interrupted only by the occasional glow of the northern lights or the faint shimmer of snow under starlight. In this period of silence, survival becomes a test of endurance. Animals slow their metabolism, migrate, or rely on stored food, adapting to the scarcity of light and warmth. Polar bears patrol the ice with extraordinary patience. Arctic foxes hunt small mammals beneath the snow, and marine life continues its hidden existence under frozen waters. Even humans, from indigenous commies, communities to scientists in remote stations, adjust their rhythms, relying on fire, lamps, and ingenuity to navigate the unending night. These extreme cycles do more than influence survival. They shape the Arctic's very essence. The interplay of light and darkness creates a surreal atmosphere, where time seems suspended and landscapes transform before the eyes. Icebergs glimmer under the summer sun, while glaciers appear spectral under the moonless night sky. The midnight sun brings a sense of exhilaration and vitality, while the polar night evokes reflection and mystery, a reminder of the Arctic's raw, untamed power. In this land of extremes, light and darkness are not merely environmental conditions. They are the pulse of life itself. They govern growth, movement, and survival, demanding resilience from every living being. The Arctic's cyclical dance of sun and shadow shapes a world unlike any other, where existence is both fragile and extraordinary, and where the rhythm of light is the rhythm of life. As night falls over the Arctic, the sky transforms into a living canvas, ablaze with colors that seem too vivid to be real. The northern lights, or Aurora Borealis, are one of the most mesmerizing spectacles on Earth, painting the heavens in sweeping ribbons of green, purple, and red. For centuries, this celestial phenomenon has captured human imagination, inspiring legends, myths, and spiritual beliefs, while today it continues to intrigue scientists seeking to understand the forces that create such breathtaking displays. The auroras are born far beyond the Arctic, in the fiery breath of the sun. Solar winds, charged particles ejected from the sun's surface, race across the vastness of space until they encounter Earth's magnetic field. There, they collide with gases in the atmosphere, primarily oxygen and nitrogen. Each collision releases bursts of energy in the form of light, painting the night sky in waves of color that shift and dance with astonishing fluidity. Green dominates at lower altitudes, while red and purple appear higher in the atmosphere, creating a dynamic interplay that seems almost alive. The spectacle is unpredictable, yet when conditions align, it becomes a celestial symphony, a light show unlike any other. For indigenous Arctic communities, the northern lights have always held profound meaning. The Sami of Scandinavia saw them as the dancing spirits of ancestors, while Inuit legends speak of the auroras as the playful souls of the dead, or as messages from the gods. Even in modern times, the aurora inspires awe and reverence. Travelers from across the globe journey to the Arctic, drawn by the chance to witness these ethereal ribbons of light reflected across snow, ice, and frozen waters. The silence of the Arctic amplifies the experience. Here the only sounds are the wind, the distant crackle of ice, and the quiet heartbeat of nature itself, Sian. Typically, the Aurora Borealis offers invaluable insights into Earth's magnetic field, solar activity, and the interactions between our planet and the cosmos. By studying these light displays, researchers can better predict solar storms that might impact satellites, communications, and power grids far beyond the Arctic. Yet beyond data and analysis, the auroras remain a reminder of the universe's beauty, a vivid intersection of physics and poetry, of natural forces made visible to the human eye. As the colors ripple across the Arctic sky, they reflect not just on the frozen land below, but in the minds and hearts of those who witness them. In these moments, the Arctic reveals itself as a realm of both stark extremes and delicate wonder, where science and spirit coexist. The northern lights are a gift of the Arctic, ephemeral, extraordinary, and unforgettable, a celestial performance that reminds us how small, yet how connected we are to the vastness of the natural world. Amid the frozen expanses of the Arctic, where windswept tundras meet endless ice and snow, human life has endured for thousands of years. Here, in one of the harshest environments on Earth, the Inuit, Sami, and Chukchi peoples have not only survived, they have thrived. Their story is one of resilience, ingenuity, and an unbreakable bond with the land and sea that sustain them. The Inuit, native to regions of Canada, Greenland, and Alaska, are masters of the Arctic. Generations of knowledge have honed their skills in hunting seals, whales, and caribou. Using sledges pulled by huskies and kayaks to traverse frozen waters, they navigate a world where survival depends on intimate understanding of the terrain, the seasons, and the creatures that inhabit it. Each tool, from harpoons to ice fishing gear, is a testament to human innovation perfectly adapted to extreme conditions. Their communities, often clustered near coasts or riverbanks, reflect a deep understanding of environmental cycles, with architecture and daily life designed to withstand brutal winters and shifting ice. In northern Scandinavia, the Sami people live in harmony with reindeer, following their seasonal migrations across the tundra. Reindeer herding provides food, clothing, and transportation, but it is also a way of life intertwined with cultural rituals, songs, and storytelling. The Sami have learned to read the subtle signs of the land, the direction of the wind, the texture of snow, the behavior of animals, turning the Arctic wilderness into a canvas of survival and tradition. Their culture demonstrates a delicate balance between mobility and stability as they adapt to the rhythms of nature while maintaining social and spiritual cohesion. Far to the east, the Chukchi people of Russia inhabit the icy shores of the Chukchi Sea. Skilled hunters and fishers, they navigate frozen waters in traditional boats and erect portable homes, or chums, made from reindeer skins, providing warmth and shelter against the Arctic cold. Their connection to the ocean is profound, relying on whales, walruses, and fish, not just for sustenance, but as an integral part of cultural identity and communal life. Across the Arctic, these indigenous communities share more than survival strategies. They share a philosophy of respect and reciprocity with the environment. Knowledge is passed down orally through generations, embedding ecological understanding into the very fabric of their societies. Even as climate change threatens sea ice, disrupts migration patterns, and alters traditional hunting grounds, these peoples adapt, demonstrating an enduring resilience that mirrors the tenacity of the Arctic itself. The Inuit, Sami, and Chukchi are living bridges between past and present, showing the world that life can flourish even in extremes. Their wisdom reminds us that survival is not merely enduring hardships, but understanding, respecting, and harmonizing with the natural world. In the Arctic's frozen silence, their stories resonate, a testament to humanity's capacity to adapt, innovate, and thrive in harmony with Earth's most unforgiving landscapes. In the Arctic, survival is a delicate dance with nature, where the line between life and death is often drawn by the frozen landscape itself. For thousands of years, indigenous communities such as the Inuit, Sami, and Chukchi have honed skills that allow them to thrive in this unforgiving environment. Hunting, fishing, and reindeer herding are not just livelihoods. They are the lifeblood of culture, community, and survival. The Inuit, navigating the icy waters of Canada, Greenland, and Alaska, have perfected the art of hunting whales, seals, and walruses. Each hunt is guided by generations of knowledge, passed down through families, detailing animal behavior, ice patterns, and seasonal rhythms. Kayaks, designed to glide silently across frigid waters, carry hunters who rely on patience and precision. The prey provides sustenance, tools, and clothing, forming a connection between humans and the creatures that share this frozen world. Hunting here is not a pastime. It is a sacred act of respect, ensuring that every part of the animal is used and nothing goes to waste. Fishing in the Arctic requires equal ingenuity. Ice fishing is a quiet, solitary pursuit, demanding knowledge of frozen lakes, moving currents beneath the ice, and the habits of fish adapted to extreme cold. Holes drilled into thick ice reveal a hidden ecosystem beneath, a world teeming with life despite the sub-zero temperatures. From cod to Arctic char, fish are not only nourishment, but a vital thread in the ecological tapestry linking humans to the cyclical pulse of the Arctic environment. In the vast tundras of Scandinavia and Russia, the Sami and Chukchi communities practice reindeer herding, a skill that blends survival with deep cultural significance. Reindeer are more than livestock. They are companions, guides, and providers. Herding demands intimate understanding of the landscape, knowledge of migratis, en routes, grazing patterns, and the subtle signals of weather that dictate the herd's movement. Through harsh winters and short summers, these communities follow the reindeer, ensuring their survival while harvesting meat, hides, and antlers in a sustainable balance. This ancient relationship exemplifies cooperation between humans and nature, a partnership honed over centuries. Together, hunting, fishing, and reindeer herding reveal the extraordinary adaptability of Arctic peoples. These practices are a living demonstration of how knowledge, patience, and respect for the environment can turn a frozen wilderness into a home. They illustrate a profound human-nature bond, where survival is intertwined with culture, spirituality, and sustainability. In the Arctic's vast silence, the rhythmic pulse of traditional life continues, a testament to resilience, ingenuity, and harmony with one of the most extreme landscapes on Earth. These age-old skills are not relics of the past. They are living proof that humanity can endure, adapt, and thrive when it listens closely to the rhythms of the natural world. At the edge of the world, where ice stretches endlessly toward the horizon and temperatures plunge well below freezing, human ingenuity has carved out islands of knowledge, Arctic research stations. These isolated outposts, like Alert in Canada and Ny-Ålesund in Norway, are not merely shelters from the cold. They are windows into one of the planet's most fragile and rapidly changing ecosystems. Here, scientists live and work in conditions that would challenge the hardiest explorers, driven by the urgency to understand the Arctic and its critical role in the Earth's climate system. Alert, perched on the northernmost tip of Canada, has operated since 1950, quietly observing the rhythms of a frozen world. Its instruments monitor temperature shifts, ice thickness, and weather patterns, providing vital data that helps the world track the dramatic effects of global warming. Researchers venture into the surrounding ice, studying the movement of glaciers and the formation of sea ice, each observation a piece of a larger puzzle. In these extreme conditions, the Arctic is a laboratory, revealing the delicate balance between land, sea, and atmosphere. Thousands of kilometers across the icy waters lies Ny-Ålesund, a hub for international scientific collaboration. Scientists from more than 20 countries converge here, sharing expertise on glaciology, meteorology, oceanography, and marine biology. From the towering glaciers that feed drifting icebergs to the deep Arctic Ocean, where hydrothermal vents sustain mysterious life forms, these stations provide unparalleled insight into the hidden workings of the Arctic. Each study illuminates the intricate web of life, the vulnerabilities of ecosystems, and the far-reaching consequences of a warming planet. The Arctic research stations are more than observation posts. They are beacons of discovery. Teams of marine biologists explore icy waters teeming with narwhals, beluga whales, and other marine life, while glaciologists measure the retreat of ancient ice sheets. Meteorologists track shifting weather patterns, while ecologists study the tundra's fragile vegetation and the migration of birds and reindeer. Every measurement, sample, and observation feeds a global understanding, connecting this remote frontier to the wider story of climate change and environmental stewardship. Living in the Arctic is a test of endurance. Harsh winds, sub-zero temperatures, and months of darkness challenge the scientists' resilience, mirroring the extreme conditions faced by the indigenous peoples and wildlife they study. Yet within this isolation, collaboration and curiosity flourish. The research conducted at Alert, Ny-Ålesund, and other stations ensures that the Arctic's secrets are not lost to time, revealing both the beauty and vulnerability of this frozen world. Arctic research stations stand as symbols of human determination, bridging isolation and knowledge. They are outposts of hope in a changing world, providing critical insights that help humanity understand the Arctic's delicate balance, anticipate global impacts, and protect this extraordinary icy frontier for generations to come. In the vast frozen reaches of the Arctic, change is no longer a distant concern. It is unfolding with relentless intensity. For centuries, this icy wilderness maintained a delicate balance, with glaciers, sea ice and permafrost shaping ecosystems and sustaining life in extreme conditions. But now, the Arctic is warming at more than twice the rate of the rest of the planet, a stark signal of the fragile equilibrium that sustains the region, and, by extension, the Earth itself. Rising temperatures have triggered dramatic melting of sea ice, thinning the once impenetrable barriers that polar bears, walruses and seals rely on for hunting and migration. Polar bears, the iconic kings of the Arctic, are forced to swim longer distances between shrinking ice floes, expending precious energy and risking survival. Walruses struggle to find safe ice for resting and breeding, while seals face disrupted pupping grounds. The cascading effects of ice loss ripple through the food chain, altering predator-prey dynamics and threatening the intricate web of life that has evolved over millennia. The Arctic is not only a sanctuary for wildlife, it is home to resilient indigenous peoples whose lives are inseparable from the land and sea. The Inuit, Sami, and Chukchi have thrived here for thousands of years, guided by ancient knowledge of seasonal patterns, hunting practices, and migratory routes. But climate change disrupts these rhythms. Melting ice alters access to traditional hunting grounds, unpredictable weather challenges, transportation by sled and boat, and shifting migration patterns of animals threaten food security. Communities face a choice between preserving traditions and adapting to a rapidly transforming environment. Beyond local impacts, the Arctic serves as a global thermometer. Melting glaciers and ice sheets contribute to rising sea levels, threatening coastal cities and communities far from the polar regions. Thawing permafrost releases ancient carbon and methane into the atmosphere, amplifying warming worldwide. The Arctic's transformation is a warning, a vivid illustration of the interconnectedness of Earth's climate systems. What happens in this frozen frontier reverberates across continents, oceans, and ecosystems. Scientists at research stations and in field expeditions track these changes with urgency, documenting the retreat of ice, shifts in species populations, and the acceleration of environmental disruption. Each measurement underscores the immediacy of the climate crisis, transforming the Arctic from a remote wilderness into a front line for understanding planetary change. Yet, even amidst this upheaval, the Arctic holds lessons in resilience. Animals adapt, communities innovate, and researchers illuminate paths for mitigation and conservation. The challenge is immense, but the Arctic reminds us that the future of our planet depends on recognizing the fragility of our environment and acting before these frozen landscapes and the life they sustain are lost forever. The Arctic is changing, and with it, the story of Earth itself. Rising temperatures, melting ice, and disrupted ecosystems are not just an Arctic crisis. They're a global call to attention, a stark reflection of the delicate balance that humanity must safeguard. Beneath the frozen surface of the Arctic Ocean lies a world largely untouched by human eyes, a realm of darkness, pressure, and cold that few have witnessed. Here, in the silent depths, life exists in forms both alien and extraordinary, thriving where sunlight cannot reach. The Arctic deep is a living mystery, a hidden frontier that holds answers to the resilience of life under conditions that would seem impossible elsewhere on Earth. In these shadowed waters, hydrothermal vents serve as oases of energy. Scalding plumes of mineral-rich water erupt from the seafloor, creating localized havens where unique ecosystems flourish. Tube worms, shrimp, and specialized bacteria form complex communities that draw energy not from sunlight, but from chemical reactions, a process known as chemosynthesis. In this realm, life relies on the very rocks and heat of the Earth, demonstrating nature's remarkable capacity for adaptation. Yet, hydrothermal vent communities are only a fraction of the Arctic Deep's mysteries. Vast stretches of seabed, cloaked in darkness, conceal species unknown to science. Creatures evolved over millennia to withstand extreme cold, crushing pressure, and scarcity of food. Bioluminescent fish flicker in the darkness, sending faint pulses of light across the black expanse. Strange invertebrates crawl across the ocean floor, their shapes and behaviors defying our conventional understanding of marine life. Each discovery hints at evolutionary pathways unlike anything found in warmer, sunlit waters. The Arctic Deep also connects to the larger web of life at the surface. Nutrients from decaying matter drift down to feed deep-sea organisms, while currents carry oxygen and chemical compounds throughout the ocean. Predators, scavengers, and filter feeders create intricate food chains, their existence a testament to the interdependence of life across vertical ocean zones. Even in isolation, these communities are not static. They are fragile, sensitive to subtle environmental shifts and global changes. Scientific expeditions to these remote depths are few and challenging. Submersibles and remotely operated vehicles descend into blackness, transmitting glimpses of the unknown back to the surface. Each image, each measurement, uncovers new marvels. Species never recorded, ecosystems previously unimagined, and adaptations that redefine the boundaries of survival. These discoveries deepen our understanding of Earth's capacity for life, offering insight not only into the Arctic, but into the potential for life in extreme environments across the planet, and perhaps beyond. The Arctic Deep is a realm of mystery, a silent world where survival takes extraordinary forms. It challenges our perception of life, compelling us to reconsider the resilience of nature in its most extreme expression. In these hidden waters, we witness not only the ingenuity of evolution, but the enduring beauty of life that persists against all odds. A reminder that even in darkness, the Arctic holds wonders waiting to be revealed. The Arctic is a world of extremes, temperatures plummeting far below freezing, winds that cut like knives, and a landscape dominated by ice and snow. Yet, amid this unforgiving realm, life persists, not by chance, but through extraordinary adaptations honed over millennia. Every creature that roams the tundra, swims beneath the ice, or soars above the frozen expanse is a testament to nature's ingenuity and resilience. Take the polar bear, for instance. Its thick, insulating fur and a dense layer of blubber protect it from temperatures that would freeze most mammals in minutes. Its massive paws act as paddles, gliding effortlessly through icy waters, while sharp claws and keen senses allow it to hunt seals across treacherous sea ice. Every aspect of the polar bear's anatomy has been sculpted for survival in a land dominated by cold and scarcity. Smaller yet equally remarkable is the Arctic fox. This cunning predator changes its fur with the seasons, from a pristine white coat in winter blending seamlessly with snow to a mottled brown in summer, providing camouflage among the tundra's rocks and mosses. Its compact body, short ears, and thick tail minimize heat loss, while its keen hunting strategies allow it to track and capture prey in even the harshest conditions. Survival, in this world, demands both patience and precision. Marine life is no less extraordinary. The narwhal, often called the unicorn of the sea, and the beluga whale navigate icy waters using sonar-like echolocation, detecting prey and obstacles beneath a frozen surface. Thick blubber shields them from the Arctic chill, while social behaviors and pod formations ensure cooperative hunting and protection. Even walruses, with their colossal tusks and dense bodies, have evolved to thrive on ice floes, using their tusks to haul themselves onto glaciers and maintain dominance within herds. Adaptations extend beyond physical traits. Behavioral strategies, seasonal migrations, food caching, and hibernation allow species to survive periods when resources are scarce. Arctic hares dig into the snow to shelter from storms, while snowy owls time their breeding cycles with the ebb and flow of prey populations. Even the smallest mosses and lichens exhibit resilience, surviving freezing temperatures and brief summers to provide the foundation of the tundra food web. Together, these adaptations form a delicate and interconnected system. The survival of each species depends not only on its own ingenuity, but also on the broader ecosystem. Sea ice, tundra vegetation, and prey populations all play critical roles. The Arctic, despite its apparent desolation, is alive with finely tuned interactions, where evolution has sculpted creatures capable of enduring what seems impossible. In observing these adaptations, we are reminded of life's remarkable persistence. From the depths of the icy ocean to the wind-swept tundra, Arctic wildlife embodies a profound resilience, a story of survival written in fur, blubber, and instinct. Every adaptation, whether physical or behavioral, is a testament to nature's ability to innovate and endure, proving that even in the harshest corners of the earth, life not only survives, it thrives. The Arctic has long been a land of extremes, a frozen wilderness of ice, wind, and snow, where life has adapted in extraordinary ways. But today, this pristine frontier faces an unprecedented challenge. The fate of the Arctic is no longer shaped solely by natural forces. It now hinges on human choices, on the global community's commitment to preserve a region that holds profound significance for life across the planet. Rising temperatures have accelerated the melting of glaciers and sea ice, transforming landscapes that have remained unchanged for thousands of years. Once solid ice sheets now fracture and drift, threatening the delicate balance of Arctic ecosystems. Polar bears struggle to find stable hunting grounds, walruses crowd diminishing ice flows, and entire plant and animal communities are forced to adapt or face decline. The Arctic is a warning beacon, signaling the far-reaching consequences of climate change, yet it is also a repository of hope if decisive action is taken. Indigenous communities, whose ancestors have lived in harmony with this land for millennia, confront equally profound changes. Hunting, fishing, and reindeer herding, practices finely tuned to the rhythms of the frozen north, are disrupted by melting ice, shifting prey populations, and unpredictable weather patterns. Yet, their resilience endures. Their traditional knowledge, passed down through generations, offers insight into sustainable living and the preservation of ecosystems. Protecting these cultures is as essential as safeguarding the wildlife, for both are interwoven with the Arctic's identity. Scientific research stations across the Arctic now serve as outposts of observation and hope. Here, climatologists, marine biologists, and ecologists document melting ice, track species migration, and monitor oceanic changes. The data they gather is vital, not only for understanding the Arctic, but for anticipating the global consequences of its transformation. Rising sea levels, altered weather patterns, and shifts in biodiversity. Knowledge becomes a tool for action, providing the guidance necessary to mitigate damage and chart a path toward recovery. Preserving the Arctic is a responsibility that transcends borders. International collaboration, conservation policies, and a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions are critical steps. Initiatives to protect marine reserves, establish sustainable fishing practices, and limit industrial encroachment can help maintain the Arctic's fragile ecosystems. The Arctic is not isolated. It is intrinsically linked to the health of the planet, influencing climate, ocean currents, and weather patterns far beyond its icy boundaries. Looking forward, the frozen north stands at a crossroads. It could become a symbol of ecological collapse or a testament to global stewardship and resilience. The decisions made today, whether to prioritize short-term exploitation or long-term preservation, will determine not only the Arctic's future, but the future of life across Earth. In the shifting ice and quiet tundra, there is a call to action, a reminder that the Arctic's story is still being written. The frozen frontier, majestic and fragile, depends on our choices. By protecting it, we protect the balance of nature, the survival of its creatures, and the legacy of human responsibility. The Arctic's future is uncertain, yet in awareness, knowledge, and action lies the possibility of hope. As the ice drifts and the Arctic winds howl across this frozen frontier, we are reminded of the delicate balance that sustains life here. From the majestic polar bears to the mysterious narwhals, from resilient tundra plants to the enduring indigenous communities, the Arctic is a testament to nature's strength and ingenuity. Yet its beauty is fragile, and the effects of climate change are becoming impossible to ignore. Every melting glacier, every shifting habitat, tells a story of urgency for wildlife, for people, and for the planet. By exploring, understanding, and protecting this icy wilderness, we not only preserve its mysteries, but also safeguard Earth's future. The Arctic calls to us, both as a place of wonder and a warning. Join the journey, share this story, and subscribe to Mysteries of Earth as we continue to uncover the secrets, celebrate the resilience, and inspire curiosity about our extraordinary world.